Hi everybody, happy Friday and welcome back to Super Adventure Chat. We're going to call everything Super Adventure today. I'm your host Ruby and we are going to talk about Super Adventure Box today, of course, and some of the music in it. With me today is, I wanted to call you Super Adventure Environmental Design Specialist, Josh Foreman, but there wasn't room, so I'm sorry.
Super Design Adventure Specialist Box.
We can just keep taking all the words and moving them around until we're satisfied, but there still wasn't room, so you just kept your title.
Okay, I can live with that.
All right. So Josh is hanging around with us today. I appreciate you taking some time. I know you've got a lot to do, so
I know.
we've stolen an hour of your
We're
time.
still building the creatures for Super Adventure Box. We make them all out of Legos, and then we 3D scan those in. That takes a long time.
It's valid. You should get Stefan to help. I mean, he got that whole thing put together, and we were all scared he wasn't going to make it.
Making the levels, they're like a million times bigger than that. So many Legos.
He was working in super fast forward.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to talk about your B-Dog lamp here because
Hey, my B-Dog lamp.
you made the thing. It's amazing.
I made a thing.
All right, how did you do it?
Oh.
You don't have to give the comprehensive
Okay.
thing. You can give like a really short breakdown.
Well, it's a 3D print. And so I took the game asset that was made by Jeff Weber and messed with it a bunch and exported that and sent it to shapeways.com, and they were able to print out the pieces, they send it back, and then I assemble it, wire it up with a light, and all that stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so are you keeping this for your very own?
Well, I made several copies for the core team members, and
Very sweet of you.
And then I made one extra to give away. Yes.
Give away to
anyone and everyone. Anyone who goes to my YouTube channel and either subscribes or shares it. So, yeah.
All right. So one of you guys can win the B-Dog lamp for your very own.
Are we going to show a close-up of the B-Dog lamp?
Yeah, let's take a close look at that.
He's so cute.
He's adorable.
Oh my God.
I'm already started begging Josh. So like, if we reimburse you for the cost of materials, could we maybe have one for the set? But this one is the giveaway for you guys. We have a little preview of Josh's video. It's how you made it, and that is where you can go to win it. So let's take a peek at the preview video and tell you where to go for the full video.
Look, I 3D printed my very own Super Adventure Box B-Dog lamp, but I don't have a 3D printer. Stay tuned to find out how I did it and how you could win it. Yeah, so that's a very shortened version. The full video is 15 minutes, and it goes into all the details of how to upload it and do the textures and all that good stuff. Assemble it. Yeah.
All right. So I think we have a link on where you can go to see Josh's video.
It's probably down there somewhere.
Yes, it is.
Or is it there?
It's down there. You can see it. You just point downward and you're all good.
Okay.
This you can do. This causes you problems.
Yeah. Pointing, it's hard.
Pointing is hard. All right, let's talk about something you're more familiar with, Super Adventure Box. We brought it back. Yesterday was so much fun. Everybody felt we were lying to. I had to tell so many of you guys, seriously, log in and look. I swear we are not screwing with you. We wouldn't do that. Why don't we talk?
Would we not? No,
not about this.
Yeah,
we would
that's
not
true.
be
This
like
is
Super
super
Adventure
surreal.
Box
Yeah.
is back. Ha ha, just kidding. We wouldn't. We really wouldn't. I
You
swear.
know, whenever we toss around ideas for April 1st, that's always the first 5 minutes is people throwing out the most trolly, awful things that we could do.
And half of us going, God, no.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
We're like, being mean is probably not the spirit that we want.
Yeah, cruelty is not where we want to go with our April Fool's jokes. We did release our patch notes. We had April Fool's Day patch notes today. So if you go to our forums, you should go check those out because those were pretty good. But I do want to talk to you about the process of bringing Super Adventure Box back because we brought that out 4 years ago.
It was the first April Fool's that
first
Guild Wars
April
2
Fool's
had.
Day in Guild Wars 2.
Was that 2013?
Yeah, it was 4 years ago.
Wow.
I know, right?
How old are
It's
we?
g-
We're so old.
Let's not. I don't want to talk about how old we are. But why don't we talk a little bit about the process of bringing that up to date? Because it wasn't just okay, let's just turn the switch on and everything still works.
Wouldn't that be nice? No.
That's a happy dream world.
So yeah, I mean that's the weird thing about working on an MMO is it's not a stable engine. It's something that's always being tinkered with and added to and improved and lots of other technical words that I don't know. And
You
and so
just do
yeah,
them.
when there's a piece of content that hasn't been in the game and live updated, all that stuff just kind of falls apart.
Yeah, it doesn't look so great.
Yeah, so right after Heart of Thorns, a lot of people are, really tired, and most of the studios given a chance to just, kind of do something that you're passionate about for a couple weeks and just, chill, do something cool.
Right, right.
And so everyone who has worked on Super Adventure Box in the past, and even a few new people, were like, yeah, let's do this. Because it was a couple weeks. It's not enough time to make a full new world, but it's enough time to fix the stuff that was busted.
Right.
So,
That was the thing that you had talked about in your blog post yesterday.
Yeah.
You didn't have time to, okay, let's build another world from scratch.
and really, several
okay. It's okay.
core members were like, we can do it. If we just work all day and all night, we could probably do this. And
If we destroy
I had
our
to say, no, even though, I was very tempted. We should not kill ourselves. There's no way we can make something that kind of lived up to our, our standards
Yeah.
of quality. So,
Yeah.
but the things that we were able to make, and mostly just selling the idea of this as a festival, so that we know it's reoccurring, makes the team really happy, so that people, just like Winter's Day and Halloween, people can count on this coming back and can plan their reward schedule accordingly, sort of
Yes.
thing. Because that was awful, leaving everyone in limbo, with the SAB, specific stuff from the last couple of releases. It was just like, well, people are holding on to this stuff. They don't know if it's ever coming back. And so, that was frustrating. And so I'm really glad it's resolved this way.
Yeah. That was awesome. By the way, as we're talking, if you guys have questions for Josh at the end here, there are some people that you can put the questions in chat, and there's some people collecting them. We'll pass those on, and Josh will try to answer a couple at the end. So as we talk...
Yeah, specifically anything about World Review World or the tower that we can't talk about,
Okay,
that's my specialty.
We've talked about this, and I told you can't actually make things up.
Oh, okay. In that case,
You have to tell
we
the
better
truth.
stick to SAB then.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Ask Josh questions, and he will lie to you. Thanks, man. Ask Josh questions about SAB. He will answer some of those at the end there.
Sure.
And, if you want to lie to them about SAB, that's on your head.
Okay.
All right.
Fair.
We've got that covered.
Fair.
All right. So as you were bringing all of this stuff up to date, what was some of the hardest stuff that you ran into to get pulled back together? Because I know it was really kind of broken in there.
Yeah, I mean, well, so there's just like physics related stuff, like things have been improved, and what is that word when you make something more efficient, I guess?
Okay.
And so a lot of the little tricks that we pulled off to make certain things work were built on less efficient systems.
Okay.
And so they just didn't jive with the new one. So yeah, a lot of that. I think there was some like hit detection stuff that changed. There's a big list. I can't remember.
It's a lot.
There's just a lot of cleaning stuff, a lot of technical stuff.
Yeah.
The thing I was super excited about fixing wasn't technical, but just design wise. When we started World 2, we were so experienced and I guess you could say good at World 1 that to us the natural difficulty progression was to make it pretty hard, and we learned that was just way too hard.
Not a good idea.
So getting to go back and soften out a lot of those difficulty spikes was really exciting to me, because as a game developer, what I'm excited about is giving people positive, fun experiences, except for Tribulation Mode, which is made for a very certain subset of people.
Of people that you want to enrage.
Right. That was very exciting to me, and really great to get that in, and we'll probably continue to iterate on that over the years, just to keep we're always collecting feedback and seeing where people get stuck and frustrated and just don't, because there's a certain threshold of people who are interested, they enjoy the aesthetic or the idea behind it, or just want to participate with their friends.
Yeah.
But there's a certain skill gate that comes with all jumping related activities, and so trying to find that nice balance where it's still fun and engaging for people who are experienced at jumping, but they can also bring their friends along. That's the challenge that we try to overcome.
Definitely.
Almost as hard as
I
keeping
lost
my
mine
earpiece
too, and I
in.
was just like,
Yeah.
forget it, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I know a lot of you guys are newer to Guild Wars 2 and weren't around for the first couple rounds of Super Adventure Box. And maybe you haven't been in. I want to kind of take a few minutes and show people, all right, let's hop onto live real quick.
Okay.
And show them, where do you go, how do you get in, and how do you get started? Do you want to do that real quick?
I don't have live queued up here. I'm showing guild decorations.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Computer.
We can go backwards. This is a thing that's new for everybody anyway, so it's more fun. All right. If you have experienced the first two, this is going to be new to everybody. You guys didn't have time to make a whole new world. You did have time to add something to guild decorations.
Yes.
All right.
I'm super excited
Let's
about
take a
this. So
these are great.
Yeah, this is a set of new guild decorations that you can get by normal guild decoration crafting means, but you also use furniture coins that you get in new shops that we've hidden throughout the Super Adventure Box.
You get those from dailies too.
Yes. And so we've got these like large wall pieces, a big ramp. Basically, when I was choosing which props we could put as these decorations, I was thinking if I wanted to build my own little Super Adventure Box challenge, in my guild, what would best facilitate that? So these are a lot bigger than most of the other guild props that are in the game, but it really, you can make a super big, long, spread out level with this. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Nice.
So there's these some more like traditional decorations. I probably should have angled that better so it could be in the light, but yeah, there's Princess Mia portrait there, and if you flip it around, you can get. You can kind of see it there. Yeah, there's Moto on the back. So
that one's two different pictures depending on how you place it.
Exactly. We like efficiency at SAB. There's a pagoda pillar here, a rock, and then there's these King Frog statues you can get, which
I'm not entirely
really
impressed by that.
Yeah, it's really unimpressive. So we thought, is there a way to make an impressive King Frog statue? And yes, if you get enough and you really work at it, you can make your guild this incredibly impressive King Frog.
The golden,
solid gold
king.
statue. And it is made out of solid gold. If there was a way to break this down, all your guild members would probably have 1 million gold pieces. So.
Or your Lost Precipice Guild Hall would just turn into the Gilded Hollow.
There you go.
All right. I do have to go back and point out, if you guys haven't seen this one yet, this one, it's literally titled, this decoration is literally titled Unimpressive King Frog.
Yes.
Who did that?
I think that was Sarah Sperry who
Thank you, Sarah.
named that, yes.
I like it. All right, so how many different pieces have we added to the decorations?
I want to say
10?
I think we ended up with 11 because when we were alpha testing it, people were frustrated that they couldn't make just like little things. So we included this little rock nubbin here as its separate piece. So
why didn't we call it rock nubbin? I'm unhappy.
So sometimes we win and sometimes we lose.
Well,
we won with the unimpressive King Frog. We lost with not having a rock nubbin.
Yes, we all lose without having a rock nubbin.
Yeah.
All right, so the way you get these, you find the furniture stores, which I haven't done yet, so I'm not entirely sure where. Do we get a hint?
There are
do
hints.
I get a hint?
There are hints in the game.
No, I want a hint from you. I want more. I want
from
help
me. Okay.
Because I ran around in this like dark hole of death and spikes and bombs last night.
Oh, right. So
found nothing.
There's varying levels of difficulty to get to the shop, the fancy proprietor down there, and that one with all the spikes and bombs is one of the hardest. The easiest one that I'm most excited about is Shopception, because originally we had a secret shop. And then inside that secret shop was a secret shop. You got to burn the rug, bomb a hole in the floor, go down there, and there's another secret shop. So we decided to put another secret shop in that secret shop. So you bomb through a waterfall in the back of that store. And I went to the audio department and I was like, we have got to do Shopception music. We have to slow the music down by half every time you go in there. And so they came up with this brilliant way of doing that. So yeah, it goes down to the secret shop and the secret shop, and it's the regular shop music, but like pitched down, slowed, however they do it with their audio magic. And then you go into the further one, and it's just, you just feel drugged. It's super bizarre and surreal. I love it.
I need to go.
That is
play
in
this
World
all the
1-3.
1-3.
Yeah.
Duly noted. Okay. So you, I guess, bomb things and blow them up and burn them.
Burn, burn, bomb.
And you can also...
There it is. There it is.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's hilarious. All right, come back to us. Come back.
Oh.
There we go.
Yeah.
We have to turn it off. We're going to lose Josh. Okay. So you can find the Fancy Furniture Shop, and there are furniture coins there.
Mm-hmm.
You can get them by doing your SAB dailies.
Yep.
Is that every day, or did I just happen to get lucky yesterday?
I can't remember how we set it up. You know, it's
right.
one of those things when you're designing the reward structure, you run it by the alphas, you play it a lot,
Yeah,
and
somebody
so
go get
things
Byron.
are always changing up to the last minute.
All right, so you get them from dailies, you get them from the Fancy Furniture Guy. You take your furniture coins to the vendor in your guild hall and turn them in, and you get the clouds.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I think I know more about rewards than you do.
you probably, my
You
head's
get the
been all over
clouds.
the place lately.
Your guild scribes can make them into bigger things. I found the scribing cost to be pretty reasonable. I was really happy to see that.
that was a topic we had with the several different teams
Yeah.
to make sure that everything seemed like to feel right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Awesome. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you set up to show us where to go to get into
okay, I'll get
Super
working
Adventure
on that.
Box on live. While you're doing that, I'll remind you guys, if you have questions, I haven't actually been looking to see if we have, we do have questions. If you guys have some questions for Josh, go ahead. We're going to run through a couple more things really quickly, and then we will have Josh answer some questions. But for your furniture coins, that's how you get them. And Josh is ready to go.
Almost ready.
So let's take a look. Yeah, this is for those of you who haven't gotten to play Super Adventure Box in the past and kind of want to know where to go in, and how to get started.
Mm-hmm. So this actually is taking me.
love-
I think I'm in the hub right now, so
You're
I
in the
should
hub,
back out to
and
Ratasum.
You're in the hub with like the entire free world.
Yeah,
right now.
I tweeted this when I first went in, and I saw just hundreds of people streaming past me and just jumping on it. It felt like, recess
School's
had been
out.
called, and everyone's just
It was
jumping around,
a
having
lot
a
of fun to
blast.
watch.
Okay, so yeah, this is the crazy hub, and this was designed to just make people happy. Okay,
Alright.
let me show you. This is where you come from.
So much fun. So I was working on dailies last night, and I didn't realize the getting shot out of a cannon thing was around before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't know. So
Since
this
the
is my
World
first
Series.
experience getting, and for Super Adventure Box veterans, you guys are probably laughing. I just kind of was running around having a lot of fun with it last time, and didn't really dig into stuff like, okay, go down in the cave,
Yeah.
do the jumping puzzle,
Yeah,
bounce by the
that was
mushroom.
there just kind of as a weird little Easter egg, and yeah, it's like you can get up there, but there's nothing really to do except be up there, which in and of itself is kind of fun, just looking down at the crowds
Yeah,
milling
it's a
around and
nice
having a lot
perspective.
of the people in the crowd saying, "How the heck did you get up there?" And then you have a little secret to tell, and that kind of harkens back to the old NES days where playground tips, about how to get through that secret cave in Zelda or whatever. That's what we were trying to evoke there.
Nice.
So, okay,
All
yeah.
right.
So this is Ratasum. This is where you go if you want to get in the box, and looks like there's lots of people lined up or queued up if you're British. And
Ratasum is
there's
the
there's
Asuran
actually
home
no
city.
technical reason to get in a queue. But okay, down here is
But it's
Moto
fun.
getting swarmed, and he's the inventor of the Super Adventure Box within the fiction of the game, which he designed as a educational tool for young progeny.
Nice.
And
And
so yeah,
you
you
go.
go up. It gives you a warning that you're gonna, not have your buffs and such with you, because we were trying to make this a real game within a game, and as such, it doesn't make sense if you're bringing in all these extra
right, to give yourself
buffs and such.
no gliding, by the way.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, this came out before gliding, and if we put gliding in, it would completely break it. So-
All right. By the way, I kept trying to glide.
Yeah.
Hey, people waving at you.
So yeah, and once you're in, there's these two worlds here. So this stump will take you to World 1, and this log cabin here will take you to World 2. So you can form up a party, or you could go at it alone. You can go with any number of people. People are free to drop in or join you at will. One of the really fun things about it is that ability to just kind of go in and just wing it and experience it in lots of different ways depending on how many people are with you. So there's advantages and disadvantages to having lots of different people. This is our unskippable cutscene made so by Lisa, who was very insistent that it have to be, because we're doing an old school game, it has to be unskippable.
Okay. I'm sitting here. You guys couldn't see me, but I'm looking at Josh like, why is that again?
This is one of the feedbacks that we've probably received, probably the second most asked question about Super Adventure Box. Why can't I skip a cinematic? And every time I'm like, Lisa, are you sure we can't just skip the cinematic? She's like, no, it has to be.
I feel like
this is the only zone, just 1-1. All the rest of the zones, you don't have to suffer through a cinematic. But
I feel like when you get back to your desk, Lisa's going to be waiting for you, and there's going to be like a reckoning for throwing her under this bus just now. So you can also, if it's your first foray into Super Adventure Box, you can go a little easy with.
That's right. You can
this
do
little fellow
infantile mode, and that will give you fun little rainbow cloud friends who help you through all of the really tough challenges. They basically make bridges that you walk over to get over tough bad guys or difficult to jump areas. Also, for beginners, a lot of people don't realize they see a creature and they're like, oh, I better kill the creature. There's a creature.
Yeah.
Right, but the thing is, these are just innocent bunnies, and there's really no reason to kill them. And in fact, if you do, let's see if I can get them all. This was...
I haven't done this yet this
more.
time. Is there a threshold or is it random?
I think it's if you clear out every bunny in the area. This is the way Lisa set that up. Yeah, my idea was just that I wanted something like the chicken swarm in a lot of the Zelda games. Looks like I can't find the last one. Yeah, but if you kill them all, you will end up with
angry bunnies.
Yeah, a terrifying tornado of bunnies, which we call the Bunado, chasing you down.
Well, I was hoping you could make it happen. All right, so then the world is yours for exploration. And
it's got lots of explory things. Like, look, here's a secret cave. When you can afford bombs, you can bomb certain areas, and these are baubles. That's the currency that you get in the game.
Yeah. And
you use that to buy your Super Adventure Box upgrades, and also you can save up for outside the box stuff like weapon skins and other fun rewards.
We need to talk about that ridiculous jump inside that hidden cave later, by the way, because I can't do it. All right, so that's kind of where you go if you are wanting to start in infantile mode, so you can just kind of run over the rainbows and explore and not have too difficult of a time. That's an option when you first go into the hub. If you hate yourself for whatever reason, you can go tribulation mode. And it's
so
not this
there's
little
three
fellow.
modes basically. I mean, it's a really simple concept. It's just easy, medium, and hard. and hard is just excruciatingly hard.
It's tribulation mode for a reason.
Yeah. I specifically chose that type of difficulty because it's not like a Dark Souls difficulty where it's fair and things are telegraphed. It's completely the opposite of that, and I was inspired by games like Cat Mario and I Want to Be the Guy, and just where random things will kill you randomly, and it's kind of the fun of exploring and being shocked and surprised when those things happen. And that's only fun to some people, and that's fine. It's not meant for everyone.
You absolutely don't have to do it. All right. Well, do you want to answer some questions?
Absolutely.
Because they're here and they're waiting for you.
There we go. Should I read them out and
Go
answer
for
them?
it. Go for it.
So Lund James says, I'm an SAB at the moment, and I need to know, how do I keep from spending every waking moment in SAB?
We can't help you with that.
Every waking moment. Maybe the answer is to sleep more.
Again, we can't help you with them. We're the opposite of helpful here.
Okay,
now, go for a walk.
Creator Burden. That's a good name. What were the biggest aspirations,
Oh, inspirations.
inspirations for SAB, especially the bee dogs.
Tell about the inspiration for the bee dog.
Yeah,
That's a good story.
Yeah, I actually talked about this on my YouTube video, but I'll reiterate it here. So Byron Miller was our QA, and he was just loved bdogs.com. Bdogs.com used to be a website. Sadly, it's down now. But there's a subreddit for bee dogs, and they're just dogs dressed as bees. I mean, you can't get much more simple than that. And I wanted to have bees in the game because I specifically wanted a fun little side thing to be if you don't kill them and follow them as they collect their pollen baubles and go through a maze, then you get to see how to get through the maze and you get to their treasure trove at the end. And as we were developing the creatures, we were just thinking back to old games, and like what made them fun a lot was just how random the enemies were. You know, like they'd be eggplants or they'd be turtles with wings, just random things, right? And so we wanted to put some kind of weirdness on all the creatures, and we had bees. We thought, what if they were actually dogs dressed as bees? That's how that came about.
Because why not?
Plus, it allowed us to make the queen bee dog shoot bees when she barks, and you can't ever pass an opportunity like that.
It's really something you can't do without. Awesome.
What else do we got?
Can we look
I
forward?
cannot say that name. Okay, you just read it.
Aramu?
Okay.
Aramu.
We'll
Can we look forward to Worlds 3 and 4 in future years now that this is an annual festival?
So,
Why, Josh?
Yeah, I kind of addressed this in my blog post, and it really comes down to it takes 6 to 8 developers 4 to 6 months to make a world. And it's like when you're working on Guild Wars 2, like you have to have a healthy Guild Wars 2, and distributing the resources, it's so tricky to balance that. And so just realistically having a window of opportunity where we can afford to just throw 6 to 8 people away for 4 to 6 months, it's very unlikely. I mean, it's one of those things where we're not cutting off the option completely, but I would say chances are very slim.
Yeah, that's understandable. I mean, you got to bring SAB as it is up to snuff because you happen to have some downtime way back when.
Yeah, exactly.
But we have stuff to
do. If
do.
we happen to have 6 months of downtime, maybe, it's just one of those things where, tough choices are always made. And, but having it as a holiday, to me, is like, yes, it's legitimate. It's in the game for good. It's got its rightful place. So to me, that offsets the kind of disappointment of that. And also being able to have people create their own kind of Super Adventure Box jumping puzzles. And we'll definitely be bringing more decorations out through subsequent festivals.
That
That's just a no-brainer, right? So,
awesome.
Yeah.
All right. How about, a question from Kenneth.
I want to know what the gray cave monster in the lobby is saying when it shakes its finger at you. So that's, internally we just call it the no cloud. So I
that
guess
guy.
he's
I was
just
like,
saying,
what is she talking about?
No. I think it's probably, that's probably a bit of an homage to Jurassic Park, where the programmer has the when they try to hack into his console. But yeah, I mean, we just needed a guy to not let you in the backstage where the creatures, dress and undress and have their smoking breaks and that kind of stuff.
Can you make something up real quick? What do you want him to say? I don't know. What do you guys think he's saying?
Oh, what's one of those really good? Oh, I pity the fool. That's what he said. That Mr. T.
That was amazing.
That's what I feel. Yeah, I pity the fool.
Who tries to come back here?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Let's say he says that.
All right, there. Perfect. Did you hear Mark?
Yes. Maybe he's singing Quinceañera.
You did it! Yay!
Yeah.
All right, this last question is a perfect one.
Okay, I love the way you guys put fans' music in the SAB, specifically the metal remixes of all the SAB music. Are there any plans to do something similar in the future?
I have the best way to answer that question.
I'll just say real quick. Someone linked me at some point when Super Adventure Box first came out to Dustin's metal covers, and I was super excited because I've always been a metalhead.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think it looking at me, right? You'd probably think I'm more
surprised.
like a classical music or a smooth jazz kind of guy.
Well, because you're so shy and withdrawn.
Yeah, exactly.
Is the thing.
But no, I've always loved metal, and when I heard that, I was like, "This is the best!" And
He did that.
This is the best. So when we started doing this new iteration, what we're just looking to to really emphasize the things that we wanted to emphasize previously and just didn't have time to. Like there's a few tweaks to the King Boss Frog, like some of his sounds are a little bit different and stuff like that because, you run out of time and you have to cut certain things. But in this case, we had a tribulation cloud that comes in tribulation mode that chases you around and throws lightning bolts at you. And that was just the perfect bombastic place that I wanted to ramp up that experience in some way to make it really feel terrifying. And like heavy metal is just that perfect aesthetic for that. Yeah. So yeah, that's I went to the auto department and I was like, is there a way we can do this? Can we put metal in the game? Like there's this guy making these and they knew about Dustin, and so yeah, that's how that came about. So as for future stuff,
maybe
no one knows.
Nobody knows. But you know what we should do to answer that question even better?
Yes, I do know.
We should just talk to Dustin.
Let's talk to Dustin.
All right.
Let's fly him out real quick.
We'll be right back.
Hey, can we get Dustin up here?
Come on. Almost. Finally, yeah!
Victory is ours!
Whoa, Whitlock Brimstone!
Now, the journey continues with a Silver Adventure Box. Travel through a strange world of great danger and mesmerizing beauty.
Awesome graphics!
You'll need lightning reflexes, nerves of steel,
Stop the graphics!
and the heart of a warrior. Farewell, the fate of Tyria is in your hands! Live the saga of Guild Wars 2 on your Super Adventure Box from ArenaNet. Your parents help you hook it up.
And we are back with two awesome visitors to ArenaNet.
Hi.
McLean, welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be back. Always a pleasure.
Glad to have you back in for a couple days. And Dustin is visiting us here at ArenaNet for a few days. Dustin, I'll let you introduce yourself and tell a little bit about who you are and what you do.
I'm Dustin. I am a video game remixer and composer, primarily known on the Overclocked Remix, website. I do a few things on the side, but that's where most people are going to know me.
Awesome. So Josh talked a little bit about how we have been hearing some of your music, and he loved these metal remixes. We reached out to you to get some of your music in our game, and that's been a dream of yours for a while. I actually have deliberately not asked this question of you until now. I wanted to hear our reaching out to you from your side. I wanted to hear your side of the story.
It was I scared the crap out of my wife. Here's what happened. It's been kind of like a recurring thing. Like every now and then, like somebody from ArenaNet will see, they'll see the albums that I release, Hardcore Adventure Box 1 and 2. And I'll see just some name from ArenaNet pop up in the Bandcamp receipts and whatnot. An email from James Ackley shows up. Mm-hmm. And he's just like, I really, really like this. Can I get the music in the game?
James Ackley is the audio director at the studio.
And
important to know.
I had I was playing a game, I think, some game, and I put the game down. I kind of had this internal freak out, and my wife was actually kind of worried about me. And then when I kind of regained my composure, I'm just like, this something's happening, something really really important's happening. And then of course I was just like to James, yes, please. So and after that, it's just a matter of just me, signing my soul away, and then I was good to go.
We have his soul now.
Okay, we didn't actually do, maybe a little, but so how about, since you were kind of involved in the process and you were aware of what was going on?
Yeah.
What was this from your point of view?
Well, Josh kind of told the story about how Dustin got on our radar, and I think Josh might have actually sent the original Hardcore Adventure box to me way back when, and it's funny because as a composer, I listen to a lot of other people's soundtracks, and I'm always a big fan, and then when I write my own music, I'm always like, oh, I'm not a fan. This is terrible, and the next one will be better, and it'll never be as good as this other thing.
You're way too hard on yourself.
Yeah, maybe, but I think it's fairly common among just when you're creating something, you never think it's as good as the things that inspire you, right? And you don't think about when that moves down the chain, and that other people listen to your music and don't have that sort of, oh my gosh, this is terrible. So it's always really flattering to have somebody say, take the time and say, this is good enough, this meant something enough to me that I'm willing to reinterpret it and invest my own time and energy and creativity into it. So, Dustin was the first and probably the highest profile still of people who have taken anything that I've done for the game and made it their own, and it's an amazing thing to see. And so I'm really happy that now it's permanently enshrined in the game, and I think for Josh's request to have this kind of metal music for the tribulation mode Dustin did a way better job than I ever could. So I'm happy to share the limelight. It's well deserved.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's really neat to see your interpretation of the music that originally.
It's incredible.
Came from
It's incredible. I mean, like I said, when you're writing it, you think, oh, it's only, I have to get it out the way it exists in my mind. You don't ever think that it could be turned into something totally different. And I could never have written the music. It wouldn't have sounded the same if I had written it.
Well, yeah, when you put another artist on it.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, if you guys have questions for Dustin or McLean, we'll be answering a few questions at the end too. They'll pass them along to us. There was something else that I don't think you knew we were going to do until you saw it in game, and that was the Shard of Dusk. So how did you find that?
I knew. Obviously, I knew it was going to be in the game eventually. I didn't think it was actually going to be so soon. So, when Super Adventure Box released, it was just I was actually sitting in the hotel room oh, this is cool. Maybe hopefully this means that my music will be in the game soon. I went on the Guild Wars 2 Reddit.
Yeah.
And somebody actually posted a screenshot of the Shard of Dusk, and I was like, "All right, they did it. they actually went ahead and did this." And I guess I should have kind of pieced it together before, but it was still really really huge surprise. And right away, the first thing I did was I texted my wife. I'm like, "It finally happened.
It's here.
It's finally happened." So But that's basically how I found it. And then of course, as far as actually seeing it in the game, a friend of mine, Code Might, some of you guys might know him on the Guild Wars 2 Reddit. He actually recorded a video of it and sent it to me, and was just like, okay, this is awesome.
That's fantastic. Now this is an item. Do we get this playing Tribulation mode? Okay, this is an item that you guys can get in game playing Tribulation mode, and since I'm not good enough to play Tribulation mode, I wasn't sure.
Neither am I.
Me neither.
Neither am I.
But you can double click it, and it will play your version of the
Yeah.
Super Adventure Box music.
And then I guess
Which is kind
there's
of
also
amazing.
something with the cloud as well, as it gets closer. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. So look for that in game. That's another of Dustin's little marks on our game. So, and I have to tell too, it was really, really hard not telling you why you were coming out here.
It was really, really hard to not tell everyone else that I was coming out here.
Yeah. When did I'm trying to think when I emailed you. It's been at least a month or two?
At least a month.
Yeah. So we asked Dustin to come out. We knew we wanted him on the show, and we knew why. And it was like, so we'd like you to come out and visit for a couple of days. Yes, it's April 1st. It's just a coincidence. I'm not messing with you. We really do want you to come out.
Yeah, that was like the first thing I asked. Is like, okay, is this real?
Yeah,
And then-
if you ask somebody to do something unusual on April 1st, the first thing they're going to do is be like, you're an absolute liar. And I was like, we really like your music, and, we're excited about this contract. We'd like you to come out and talk to us. And it was a couple weeks later, I think you emailed and were like, hey, I'd like to let people know,
Yeah,
how
'cause
soon can I tell?
Yeah, because like I wanted to build up buzz. I wanted to get Overclock Remix behind this as well.
Get the hype train rolling.
Yeah,
We need,
yeah, I wanted to
gotta
get the hype train rolling.
moving.
Yes.
But
we
and
had
I
this
wasn't
secret
allowed.
to keep.
Yeah.
We had this secret to keep, and I had this moment of panic in the room where we sit, and I was like, you guys, Dustin just emailed me, and he wants to know when he can tell that he's coming out. What do I do? And everybody was like, oh God, tell him no. So we had to, we not only are sitting on this enormous Super Adventure Box secret, and it's so hard to keep the secret because we're excited. We wanted to tell everybody and we couldn't. Now I have to tell Dustin, you can tell right before you get on the plane. That's
And I
when you
didn't-
can
and
tell.
I didn't
And I
even do
felt
that.
terrible. I felt awful. Your live tweeting was very, very good. I was super impressed. You did well.
Yeah, I figured that would be fun, but
Yeah.
I really wanted to just like as soon as I woke up, got on the plane, I just wanted to spill the beans right there, but
It was incredibly hard telling you that you couldn't. I wanted to. So I apologize. You did great.
No,
you
no,
were a
it's
hero. So, all right. I have a question that I always ask, like this really hard question. What's your favorite track that you've done?
my favorite
the
track
Guild Wars
that I've
2?
done as far as like Guild Wars 2 remixes.
Yeah, as far as Guild Wars 2 remixes.
I mean, as far as like the apps, like what I'm proud of, as far as like how it came out, how it actually sound, and my ability to actually pull it off, is I did a remix called One Winter's Day Night, of it's a remix of Lena Chappelle's, The Great Toy Maker, and I gave it like this feel of like Trans-Siberian Orchestra but heavier. Super, super proud of how it came out.
That's awesome.
Easily my favorite one, and of course that one that I released when I got here as well. As far as like the energy that I put into it, the production values that came out of it, I'm really proud of that one as well. So those would definitely be my top two, but I think on the top, One Winter's Day Night.
That's awesome. McLean, do you have a favorite of Justin's work?
Well, I'm seeing sort of a question here from Creator Burden that
So
ties
I got
into
excited
this.
about that because,
Yeah. So, yesterday Dustin sent me his remix of the Heart of Thorns theme, which already is like, it's like tailor-made for a heavy metal cover because
It
it's pretty
is.
heavy.
It goes hard.
Yeah, it goes pretty hard. So I finally got a chance to listen to it last night, and it's awesome. Again, just incredibly flattering that it exists. So it's cool.
So we brought Dustin over yesterday, and he said, hang on, I said I didn't want to do this until I stepped in the building. We got inside the office, and he got out his phone and set this new track to public. And I'll let you tell about that one.
Yeah, it's more or less it kind of harkens back to my earlier works where I wasn't really genre blending or anything like that. It was just straight up metal, like just complete metal iterations with like a few changes to like the overall song structure and whatnot. I took a few creative liberties, more akin to the remixes that I used to do a lot, but now I'm a lot better at. So I just really wanted to sort of like have something that sort of embodies me going like full circle with that music. I more than anything, I was just really, really proud of how I managed to just capture my own signature style with that music, and managed to pay homage to everything that like that Heart of Thorns theme was originally. It's like to me, like I feels like if the entire Guild Wars 2 soundtrack were to be replaced by metal, like the entire thing, for some strange reason, it wouldn't make any sense. But if it were, that could very easily be the new title screen. So I wanted to keep that energy.
I find myself hoping that's a hint.
No,
Yeah.
no.
If you're signing yourself up for all
No,
that work, then please be my
Yeah,
guest.
the Heart of Thorns soundtrack is like a full disc of music. Souls tracks were like 4 discs.
Yeah.
I can't do that much. I don't have enough time.
McLean's like, I understand.
Yeah, I don't have
totally
enough time either, but I
understand.
somehow figure out how to do it.
Yeah. So that was like a ahead of time answer. Creator Burton was asking Dustin if
Oh, I
you
spilled the beans. I'm sorry.
why. It's totally fine. Do you plan on remixing any of the hot themes? And the answer is yes. He already did.
I already did.
Good job.
There's another one on the list.
Maybe
Tyria.
McLean?
What? Sorry. Was that a
yeah.
question for me?
You're thinking maybe Tyria?
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm the next one up that I'm planning on remixing is gonna be Tyria.
Oh, great.
I love
So-
that one.
Yeah.
Awesome. This question is maybe for you. I don't know how much you know. I certainly don't know.
Okay, so I'm supposed to read it. So this is Coog Merrick. I think I'm saying that
Sure.
right. Any chance we'll see more music items like the shard in the game? Oh, like the Shard of Dusk. I was like, what's shard? That is a great question. That whole thing was created and exists outside of my sphere of influence.
Okay.
So I actually learned about it the day it was posted on Reddit.
Okay.
So it's likely, but I don't know. So
You're asking
demand
3
it.
people who don't know.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
shout loudly into the sky and see maybe someday
Send
the
a
answer will be
pigeon.
yes. I have no idea.
Awesome. All right, Kane, I'll just start with you and then move to Dustin. Can you guys tell us where we can find the hot soundtrack?
Yeah, so there's a handful of tracks that are out on the ArenaNet SoundCloud page, which was just sort of planting a seed and seeing how it grew. But
Really?
yeah, like a like a vine of
No,
some
I get
sort.
it.
Like planting the seeds for a vine. But it's on iTunes and it's on Amazon for digital download, which you can get today. And then if you want a physical version of it, there is a vinyl release, which includes a download code for the full digital soundtrack. It's kind of still in pre-order. I actually talked to them last week.
Oh, really?
And it's coming. I don't have a date, but they said May, so let's say
Oh,
May.
sweet.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's official. I think it's in production right now. But it's this beautiful package that they designed with. It's a 2 LP set of these incredible green records and amazing gatefold cover with incredible art
It's
from the art
beautiful.
team here. Yeah, so that you can order that now on I Am 8-Bit's Guild Wars 2 merchandise page, and I don't know if it's on guildwars2.com or if there's a portal to the I Am 8-Bit.
There's a portal to the I Am 8-Bit site.
Okay.
So.
So you can get it there, and like I said, it comes with a full digital download code, which actually includes tracks that aren't. We had to cut a few from the LP because of running time, physical
Physical space
constraints.
limitations.
Yeah. So yeah, go get it there, and it'll be out in a month or so.
Awesome. And where can we find you, Dustin?
Obviously, ItStartsAtDusk.com is where kind of my hub on the internet is. You can find me on YouTube, YouTube/ItStartsAtDusk. That's where I post like all of my music for the most part. I'm also on SoundCloud, but I don't post everything there. And then, of course, if you feel like following me on social media for whatever crazy reason, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff, it's all the same username. It starts at
I
dusk.
really like the consistency it makes. I've asked some people, and they're like, okay, well, here, this is my name. Over here,
Yeah.
this is
Right.
that name. And I'm like, forget it.
A lot of underscores and
I'll
it's
pick.
like
Okay, look, sometimes you need the underscore if someone got to Twitter first and took your name. All right?
you need a name like mine. Nobody's got my name, so it's really easy
You
for me.
wouldn't think people would take mine, but they did.
Yeah.
So that's like a
I weep for
whole
you.
other well of bitterness. Sometimes the underscore has to happen.
Yeah.
All right, so ItStartsAtDusk.com is a good hub. All right. Thank you guys very, very much. I
Thank you.
appreciate your time.
Dustin,
I
thank
appreciate
you,
both
of
of you
course.
visiting.
Yeah.
All right. We are good, and we will see you guys again very, very soon on Guild Chat.